One of these party cities can secretly cost over $1,000 or more during your 3-day trip, and even the flights look cheaper when we were booking. And most travelers don't even realize where they overspent until after the vacation is over. Today we're going to be comparing Las Vegas versus Miami in 2026 using real costs, flights, hotels, resort fees, nightlife, food, transportation, beach expenses, hidden gems, as well as the local travel hacks to actually figure out which party trip is actually cheaper. So here are the 5 facts that completely change this comparison. Vegas hotels can still drop as low as $29 per night during certain weekdays in 2026. And some Vegas travelers even get complimentary hotel rooms through the casino loyalty programs, although those pesky resort fees still apply. And Miami flights are often expensive, but flying into different airports like Fort Lauderdale instead of Miami International Airport can sometimes save you guys hundreds. And one famous Las Vegas hotel still avoids resort fees completely. And one Las Vegas nightlife strategy can eliminate the club entry cost for an entire weekend. So by the end of this video, you guys will know exactly which city ends up giving the better party trip value in 2026. And before we dive in, comment below right now. If someone handed us a free plane ticket today, are we choosing Vegas or are we choosing Miami? Let us know. And if you guys are planning either trip in 2026, all affordable flights, hotels, tours, and nightlife experiences and vacation rentals mentioned in this video are linked below through our travel partners including Skyscanner, Hotels.com, VRBO, as well as Viator. So now let's jump into the best times to visit as well as the flight costs for Vegas as well as Miami in 2026. And one of the biggest factors in determining whether Vegas or Miami becomes cheaper is when the trip actually happens. So let's jump in covering the Vegas cheapest dates. One of the cheapest times to visit Las Vegas is January 20th to February 12th timeframe, especially Sunday through Thursday. So you guys can catch that in 2027. But another surprisingly affordable period is mid-summer weekdays from July until late August because the extreme desert heat reduces the tourism demand. And the flights into Harry Reid International Airport, formerly known as McCarran, remain some of the most competitive in the country because airlines aggressively compete for Las Vegas tourism. Rest in peace, Spirit. You guys had a lot of flights over to Vegas. And round-trip flights from many major U.S. cities regularly fall between $180 to $320 if booked 6 to 8 weeks in advance. And that's our recommendation for when you guys should book those flights. So for a Vegas strategic game plan, one of the best Las Vegas travel hacks is flying in Tuesday morning and leaving Friday morning. That avoids those expensive weekend hotel pricing, while still giving you guys nearly 4 full days in the city. And one Vegas local insight is that the experienced Vegas travelers often intentionally visit during those hotter months because of the pools, the nightlife, and casinos can still operate normally while hotel pricing collapses. If you guys head in those off-season months, you guys can expect some things, especially the pools, to be closed at that time. And now moving over to Miami with the cheapest dates. For Miami, one of the best travel windows in 2026 is September to early November, so make sure you guys capitalize on this. Another underrated affordable period is going to be late April through early June, so we're right in the thick of it right now. And this is going to be after those spring break crowds completely disappear. And for a flight hack from the Miami side of things, if flights directly into Miami are expensive, one of the best Miami travel hacks is checking flights in Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International Airport. It's about 45 minutes north of Miami, depending on the traffic, and we also recommend using Skyscanner through our affiliate link in the description below. It's honestly one of the easiest ways to compare both airport prices quickly. But airfare is not actually where most travelers end up losing their money. The hotel fees coming up next are where the budgets absolutely get wrecked. So next, let's cover the Vegas and Miami hotels. For a Vegas hotel deep dive, Vegas is still one of the cheapest entertainment cities in America if travelers understand how the casino pricing works. Hotels like Luxor, Flamingo, as well as the Strat regularly drop into that $29 to $79 range per night during those slower weekdays. We intentionally added and selected hotels that were north, south, as well as mid-strip, so you guys had options if you guys are booking. But Las Vegas resort fees are one of the biggest hidden costs in your travel. A room advertised for $29 or even $39 can realistically become $110 to $160 after the taxes as well as the resort fees in 2026. But now let's cover a quick Vegas comped room strategy. So one of the best hidden Vegas hacks is casino loyalty programs. These are 100% free. We've covered them in a few of our other videos, so check those out. But even the casual gambling can sometimes lead and trigger those future comp rooms through Caesars Rewards or MGM Rewards or one of the other reward programs on the Strip. And many repeat Vegas visitors eventually start receiving free weekday rooms, although those resort fees usually still apply unless you have a specific tier status in their loyalty system. And one hidden gem for Las Vegas is going to be the Four Queens Hotel and Casino on Fremont Street. Why? Because it's one of the most famous Vegas hotels that still does not charge a resort fee. Keep that in mind if you guys are looking to stay around Fremont. And Fremont Street overall is usually much cheaper than staying directly on the center strip. It's got the food, the gambling minimums, the drinks, the hotels, and they're all cheaper in the downtown area. So let's dive over to Miami. The Miami pricing hits harder up front. Hotels around South Beach regularly exceed $300 to $600 per night during those peak weekends, so make sure you book off-peak. And from an affordable Miami hotel strategy, one of the best Miami budget travel tips is staying in Brickell, Midtown, or Mid-Beach instead of Ocean Drive. We've checked out Mid-Beach a few different times, and we enjoyed it just as much as South Beach itself. So these areas still end up providing the nightlife, the rooftop bars, as well as the transportation access and scenic views while avoiding the extreme beachfront pricing. And we recommend, if you're staying in somewhere like Mid-Beach, rent one of those bikes and utilize that or the trolley system to get down to the South Beach area. VRBO can become especially helpful and valuable in Miami because splitting the cost of the condos with friends can dramatically reduce those nightly costs. So we can't talk about Miami and Las Vegas without covering some awesome photo spots. One of the best Vegas Instagram photo spots is going to be the Bellagio fountain area at night, when the fountains are going off and you guys hear the music playing. And over in Miami, sunrise around South Beach Lifeguard Towers creates some of the best travel content in Florida. You guys could take your pick, they're all colorful, and they're spread down the beach about every quarter mile. And if you guys are planning a Vegas vacation in 2026, we also have 4 additional Las Vegas videos on our channel covering the free Vegas hacks, cheap things to do in Las Vegas, the budget travel strategies, as well as the hidden gems right in Sin City, and major discounts that most tourists completely miss. And now we're going to be entering the category where Vegas can either become unbelievably cheap or unbelievably expensive. So now let's move on and cover the nightlife, the pool parties, as well as the associated drink costs. This is going to be both for the Vegas and Miami party scene, but let's kick it off with a Las Vegas nightlife deep dive. Vegas still dominates the large-scale nightlife as expected. They have places like Omnia Nightclub, XS Nightclub, as well as Encore Beach Club that are designed around massive crowds, celebrity DJs, giant visuals, and non-stop entertainment. And one of the huge Vegas money-saving hacks that we have is one of the best Vegas nightlife hacks is using those promoters before you guys arrive. Many travelers can actually eliminate the club cover charges entirely through the guest list if you guys are interested in doing that. Another major Vegas budget strategy is gambling lightly before the nightlife. Casinos can still offer those complimentary drinks while gambling, which offsets the nightlife cost significantly. And now let's switch over to the Miami Nightlife deep dive. Miami Nightlife still feels more like a luxury focus as well as an image-oriented location. South Beach itself often revolves around premium cocktails, rooftop lounges, as well as expensive bottle service culture. But one of the best hidden gems in Miami nightlife is going to be Wynwood. This is not in the South Beach area, but Wynwood bars, breweries, rooftop lounges, and live music venues can often dramatically be cheaper than those South Beach clubs. Something to keep in mind. If you guys spend at least one nightlife evening in Wynwood instead of South Beach, you guys can end up saving hundreds during a long weekend. And our recommendation for Las Vegas as well as Miami is going to be utilizing Viator because they also offer discounted nightlife packages, skip-the-line experiences, and bundled tours in both locations that are often cheaper than booking directly. Check that link out in the description below. So in Vegas, the casinos tend to keep travelers awake for about 72 straight hours. And in Miami, one cocktail sometimes costs the same as an entire Vegas buffet. So which nightlife scene ends up looking better for you guys? Is it the Vegas mega clubs or the Miami rooftop bars? Let us know in the comments below. But food costs are actually where Miami quietly becomes much more affordable than people tend to expect. So moving on, we're going to cover the food, the hidden gems, as well as the cheap eats for Vegas and Miami. Vegas can quietly deliver a foodie paradise on a budget if travelers end up leaving the Strip. One of the best hidden gems in Las Vegas is going to be Chinatown. There's authentic ramen, Korean barbecue, sushi, and late-night restaurants that cost half the price of many of the Las Vegas casino restaurants. So something you need to know about Vegas is that you need to utilize the happy hour strategies if you guys are looking into that. The happy hours are one of the strongest Las Vegas money-saving weapons. Many of the upscale casino restaurants slash the appetizer as well as the drink pricing between 4 and 6 p.m. almost every single day. And from a Miami food standpoint, Miami ends up shining with the Cuban food, seafood, Latin cuisine, as well as that waterfront dining. But Ocean Drive remains one of the biggest tourist pricing traps in Florida. And jumping over to those Miami hidden gems, one of the best cheap things to do in Miami is exploring Little Havana. It's also not in South Beach area, but it has authentic Cuban sandwiches, cafecitos, empanadas, as well as local bakeries that cost dramatically less than the tourist-heavy beachfront restaurants. So there's very few cities that are actually able to combine that tropical weather, the rooftop nightlife, the beaches, the Latin culture, as well as the waterfront dining the same way Miami does. And if you guys are planning a Miami vacation, we also have 11 videos in and around Miami area covering the different beaches, food gems, first-timer guides, and hidden gems that most tourists miss. And we also cover different cheap things to do, South Beach, Florida nightlife, as well as different Florida budget travel hacks throughout the region. So check those out after this. So getting back into it, the transportation ends up being where many travelers completely underestimate the real cost difference between Las Vegas and Miami. So now let's cover getting around these two cities as well as the transportation costs. So from a Vegas perspective, One of the biggest mistakes that first-time Vegas travelers make is underestimating how massive the Las Vegas Strip actually is. The Strip stretches over 4 miles long, not even including Fremont Street, and walking from one end to the other in the summer heat can easily take over an hour. So jumping into our Las Vegas airport strategy. So after you guys land at Harry Reid International, one of the best Las Vegas travel tips is taking either an Uber or a Lyft to the direct casino hotel, whichever rideshare app is cheaper at the time. It's going to save you guys money compared to the different taxis that are in the Vegas area. And from a Vegas monorail perspective, here's one hack that we have. One of the best cheap things to do in Las Vegas is utilizing the Las Vegas monorail. As I mentioned, the Strip is 4 miles long, and the monorail runs north and south along the Strip and connects the major casinos, the nightlife areas, the attractions, as well as the hotels. So now let's cover a Las Vegas strategic transportation game plan. A 3-day unlimited monorail pass is usually around $30 online when you guys book in advance, and can save you guys hours. Yes, I said that right. Of walking during your Vegas vacation. So instead of walking 35 to 45 minutes between properties in the desert heat and the sun, travelers can move around the Strip dramatically faster in an air-conditioned monorail. And the Vegas Loop is another thing you guys need to utilize on your Vegas trip. It's another underrated hidden gem transportation option, and it's free, and the Vegas Loop system takes you over to different resorts on Fremont Street, over to the Strat, and then from the Strat Hotel, you guys can actually walk over to the monorail, over near the Sahara area, and then you guys can continue on to wherever you're going on the Strip. It makes things much more convenient, and it's also free. Just feel free to tip the drivers if you guys feel inclined. So jumping into the total transportation cost, with one airport Uber or Lyft, a 3-day monorail pass, occasional ride shares, and strategic hotel placement, transportation in Vegas can realistically look at about $40 to $90 total for the duration of your 2, 3, or 4-day trip. And from a Miami transportation perspective, Miami's a little bit more spread out than most tourists end up expecting. Typically, people end up choosing between the beach area as well as the downtown area, with South Beach, Brickell, Wynwood, Midtown, as well as Little Havana all requiring different transportation planning. So it might also make sense to rent a car if you guys want to. But from a Miami transportation reality check, constant ride shares in Miami can easily exceed $150 to $250 during a 3-day trip. So here's one Miami budget hack. One underrated Miami travel tip is utilizing the free Miami Beach trolley during the daytime when you guys are exploring around that area. And now let's finally get into the full side-by-side cost breakdown. So for the final 3-day cost comparison with Las Vegas versus Miami, here's what we're looking at. From a 3-day Vegas trip, the average cost for flights is about $180 to $350 round trip, depending on when you guys book. And from a hotel perspective, you guys can typically see $90 to $350 total during the cheaper weekdays. And for the resort fees, unless you guys are over at Four Queens, you guys are typically looking at $40 to $50 and sometimes more. And from a food perspective, you can expect to spend for 3 days about $120 to $250. And from a drink and nightlife perspective, it typically goes $100 to $400, but our next video is going to talk about some different tips to make your trip cheaper, which will save you hundreds. And last but not least, the transportation runs about $40 to $90 as we just mentioned, with a total Las Vegas cost going for approximately $700 to $1,600 for a 3-day trip, depending on how you guys strategically budget. And from the Miami side, the average cost for flights is going to be $250 to $500. And for a hotel, you guys might be looking at $350 to $900 for the trip, depending on the timing that you guys book. And from a food perspective, you guys can expect to pay $150 to $350. From drinks and a nightlife side of things, $200 to $700, depending on how crazy and how in-depth you really want to get in the Miami scene. And from a transportation perspective, it might end up running $100 to $250. And another thing we did not mention is that if you guys are staying in South Beach or Mid Beach or somewhere in that area, it's going to be costly to take an Uber or a Lyft from Miami Airport or Fort Lauderdale Airport. And the total Miami cost is approximately $1,200 to $2,700. So the final verdict is that this is the real answer. If the goal is maximizing your nightlife and your partying for the lowest cost overall, Vegas ends up usually winning versus Miami. But if the goal is combining nightlife, beaches, aesthetics, rooftop dining, tropical weather, as well as that daytime scenery, Miami is going to end up delivering that more premium overall atmosphere. So if this video helped you guys travel smarter, hit subscribe and check out the links in the description below for Skyscanner flights, Hotels.com deals, as well as VRBO vacation rentals. And don't forget about those discounted Viator tours, as well as the nightlife experiences. So comment below and let us know. Are you guys Team Vegas or Team Miami? Thanks for watching, guys. Keep traveling.